Welcome back to Sleeper Sports Media. This is going to be my 2023 SummerSlam prediction show. Just a quick rundown of the card in the correct order according to PW Insider. Obviously, to start the show off, it's going to be Logan Paul versus Ricochet. This is so Logan can finish the match, get in a car, get to a jet, and fly to Dallas to watch Jake Paul fight and beat Nate Diaz tonight. Then the second match of the card that was advertised as one of the main events. They're doing this multiple main event thing now. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar 3. Obviously, in the first match, I'd like to see Logan get a win, but it would make sense for Ricochet to also get a win, but I think it's going to go to Logan. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, I think is going to obviously go to Cody so he can continue this hard time story and finally put an end to this feud. After that, we have the SummerSlam Battle Royale. It's got to go to LA Knight. Got to. After that is the Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler match and the MMA rules. I think this one is going to go to Shayna. This is possibly Ronda Rousey's last match in the WWE. I think it's definitely going to go to Shayna. It's going to be a great way for Ronda to leave. A lot of the fans I know are going to be happy about this. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't mind Ronda Rousey. I think she's more entertaining than the majority of the women's roster that is put on TV every single week, that half of them don't have a personality. Half of them are boring to watch or boring on the mic. Ronda is terrible on the mic, but at the same time, she's got that big name. She's got the way, she's got the draw to her. So this is if it is her last match, who knows what she's going to do next. If she goes back to the UFC now that Amanda Nunes is retired, that could be something. But Shayna Baszler over Ronda Rousey for sure. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Drew came back. I must just not be a Drew McIntyre fan. When he came back, to me, the crowd didn't seem to care. It feels like it should have been a louder pop than what it was. But a lot of people do like Drew. I don't think he beats Gunther here. I think Gunther takes the IC title even longer than what he's had it now. He's got to be close to breaking and being the longest reigning Intercontinental title holder at this point. Getting closer. It's gonna be him. Gunther over Drew. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor, which is it was advertised as another main event. I got Seth retaining. No cash in by Priest. I think they're going to continue to do the whole Judgment Day teasing a split of Finn and Damian. Seth retains. And they just continue that Priest and Finn. And then Seth will figure out probably who his next opponent, his next feud is with. Probably on Raw, unless a returning Randy Orton, who has been seen in Detroit before leading up to SummerSlam. Also a report I saw, Bobby Roode was seen in Detroit. Could a Bray Wyatt return and go after Seth? No, Bray was on SmackDown, but I mean, after the draft, the draft that doesn't even mean anything, why not have Bray Wyatt return and go after Seth? Or Randy Orton return and go after Seth? Or Randy Orton return and after the Cody Brock match and go to congratulate Cody and then boom, turn on him. Seth over Finn to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Then we go to the co-main event, the WWE Women's Championship, the triple threat, Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte Flair. I hope Charlotte Flair wins this. And that's pretty sad. That is pretty sad that I'm saying I hope Charlotte Flair wins, because considering I'm a big Becky Lynch fan, which the Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus match was cut from SummerSlam because they partnered with Slim Jim to add and have the Battle Royal. And Becky Lynch's contract is up next year. How is this going to affect that? I wouldn't be surprised if she does end up not re-signing or chooses to wait and hold out. This could be a big reason why. But Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte, I hope Charlotte wins. I got Charlotte winning. I got Charlotte winning with no cash in. And then we go to the main event. Tribal Combat for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship and the title of Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. This is going to be a great match. I'm so glad this is the main event. Hopefully, it's going to be tough to watch this and the Jake Paul and Nate Diaz fight at the same time. And as much as I would love to see Jey win, I don't think Roman's losing. I do not think Roman is losing. And I don't think Priest is going to cash in on Roman as well, because he's on the Judgment Day is on Raw. And as much as it would be okay if he did cash in, Roman doesn't necessarily need the title to continue this storyline of the bloodline versus Jey and Jimmy, and then eventually probably Solo. But I got Roman beating Jey, possible Jimmy returning and turning on Jey to start their feud going towards the end of the year. They kind of go back and forth, work it out, then have that tension between the Usos. Maybe a Solo walks away from Roman. They go to Roman and Solo having a back and forth. Although Roman isn't advertised for Payback. He's not advertised for, as of right now, not for Crown Jewel and not for Survivor Series. But you got to think he's got to be on the Saudi show and Survivor Series. Internally, they're hoping and thinking that he's going to main event both of those shows and not be on Payback, which sucks. I'm going to the Friday night SmackDown before Payback, and I wanted to see Roman live, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Also, Survivor Series, if you have Roman and Seth both as champions going into that show, into Survivor Series, and you don't have a champion versus champion, what are we even doing? So this has been my SummerSlam prediction show. Quick little, almost 10 minutes, with the graphics overlaying everything else that I talked about, all the matches, the picks and whatnot. So again, Logan Paul, Cody, LA Knight winning the Battle Royal, Shayna, Gunther and Seth retaining, Charlotte winning the triple threat, and Roman Reigns retaining the Undisputed Universal Championship, with possibly a Randy Orton, Bobby Roode return. Bobby Roode maybe in the Battle Royal, Randy Orton just maybe returning, and a possible Bray Wyatt return as well. I think would be really good if they did it correctly and actually let him be him. With all the news of Vince taking a medical leave, maybe they actually do it. And apparently there was a report out that The Rock was going to return and confront Grayson Waller, who would also be a big pick of mine for the Battle Royal. But Grayson Waller and The Rock having a moment, and then that's The Rock's way back in. And then eventually we have to have Roman and Rock. And that's why I think Roman's going to win and keep the title. I think they're building to Roman versus The Rock at Mania in Philly next year. This has been Sleeper Sports Media. I'm Nick Wietosh. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Share the video. Leave a like. That helps out a lot. Join the Facebook group, Sleeper Sports Media. Exceptional Sports News, and also the other groups that I'm part of, the Sports Empire Network. There's a page on Facebook you can go and like. The YouTube channel for Keena Mary on Exceptional Sports News, and anyone else who's a creator in there, go give them some love. Make sure you tune into Spotify, where this will also be. So Spotify, YouTube, everything Sleeper Sports Media. You look up that, you're going to find it. Sports Empire Network, Exceptional Sports News, the Line in the Sand podcast. Go give them a sub, and I will catch you next time. Or next time, I should say later today, when I do the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz rundown predictions end the show for that one. So this has been Sleeper Sports Media. Again, I'm Nick Wietosh. Thanks for watching, viewing, listening, and subscribing. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, and I will talk to you next time.